Is there a benefit to taking photos in daylight versus under the artificial fluorescent lights of the hospital?
It does help a little bit in daylight. But daylight you can see, of course. And but it's still in shadow, it's still dark. So that way, when it's dark as it is, I have to use a flash more to show these pictures, try to show the details of the bullet holes.
Do you label them or mark them in any way at the scene?
Say it again, sorry.
Do you label or mark the bullet holes in any way at the scene?
No.
So going forward through the photos of the Jeep.
Yeah, this is the, I didn't go inside the vehicle, but I could take photographs from the open doors to show the interior. This is the rear passenger seat. And as we noted, there's many items, there's thick congealed blood, there's many items inside the vehicle.
Do you remember what the weather was like that morning?
Say it again, you said?
Do you remember what the weather was like
The
that
weather
morning?
was hot, humid, 84 degrees Fahrenheit. It wasn't raining, dry, humid. Early morning Friday. This is a rear trunk area.
And it's still, you're not entering the vehicle in any way, shape, or form for these photos.
Yeah, and there was a bullet hole back there. This is the VIN number.
I'm going to make it a little bit bigger. What is a VIN number?
So the VIN number here is 3C4N JDDB2JT198929.
Okay. What are you documenting in this photo?
This is the driver's seat and various items inside it. This is the exterior of the driver's door. Then again, notice some marks, the damage to the vehicle in the hood, the bumper area.
As a crime scene investigator, do you respond out to run-of-the-mill car crashes?
I don't understand the question.
Do you go to hit and runs on the side of the road as a crime scene investigator?
I do hit and run.
In terms of the documentation that you do for a crash, is that something as part of your training and experience that you would have been done over the past 20-some years in crime scene?
Yes, I do have experience in photographing vehicles involved in it.
Okay.
And of course, when you do, for example, if it's an accident vehicle, you do want to document the damage to the vehicle.
Okay.
The hood is damaged. As you can see, it's misaligned there.
Did you have any idea as to when that damage could have occurred?
No, I have no idea how the damage occurred.
What is your job when you're doing this?
Document, collect evidence, and process evidence.
So after you finish doing all of the exterior photos of the Jeep, what do you do next?
As I explained before, I then went to meet the driver of this vehicle.
Do you make sure that this Jeep is sealed?
What do you mean? The seal?
Do you secure the doors and other areas of the Jeep with evidence tape?
Yes. Prior to a search warrant, we will then seal out the vehicle with red evidence tape.
Moving on, there is now a photo placard A in this photo.
A is a bullet projectile, which is by the passenger side rear tire.
Is that the item in question?
This is it. Correct.
And do you know what this little gray round thing is over on this side?
That was the valve stem cap from the tire.
terms of this view here, why do you take multiple photos of placard A?
Take multiple photographs, you show the location, general shelf, establishing shelf, and then close-ups. And the next photograph shows the sealing up the vehicle, red evidence tape, check my initials and date on.
Okay, and you do that around the entire vehicle?
Yes.
How do you transport the vehicle from the hospital?
We could use a tow truck service, and when we do tow, so for example here, A and B, I document it being put onto a flatbed, and then I escort it to a secure facility. So in that way we know nobody touches the vehicle, nobody opens the door, they don't break the seal. So we use a tow truck to take it to a secure facility.
Do you then secure it in the facility and secure that with evidence tape as well?
Correct. And we take it to the, this was a wet substation, and I seal up the doors, lock the water shutters to preserve the evidence.
Okay. Going now to, you mentioned you processed an individual at the hospital.
Correct.
Who was that individual you processed?
Name was Bortlen Uninjured.
Where was Mr. Henry being held or kept?
It's in this room, so photo shows, isolation exam room 18.
Was anyone else in the room with Mr. Henry when you went in there?
There was an officer guarding him, yes.
Is this how you found Mr. Henry when you entered? Did you explain?
So I photographed victim, a suspect, I photograph them, and search through how you find them. I also look to see if there's any visible injuries, any blood on the hands, for example, so I'm photographing the hands. And we photograph tattoos, any form of identification marks.
And was Mr. Henry wearing a hospital-issued identification tag or bracelet?
Well, there's a hospital identification tag for Henry Bortlen.
So the items over here in the floor, what are those?
These are the clothing that Bortlen Henry was wearing when he came into the hospital. Now, I didn't see him wearing the clothes, but that's what the responding, the first officer told me. This is his clothes that was in the room with him. And typical hospital procedures, they take off the clothes. Which is why every time we go to the hospital, they're all naked. Why? They remove the clothing. And there's two bags here. One has the footwear and the other bag has the clothing.
Okay, I'm going to start and show you what's been previously shown to the defense counsel as states CCC. Do you recognize this item?
Yes, I recognize it.
How do you recognize this?
Oh, it had my handwriting on it. It has my initial date, and it does give a description of what it is.
What is that item?
This item is a T-shirt, black T-shirt with Drew Film Edit written on it.
And is that item in the same or substantially same condition as when you collected it?
Yes, it does.
Was there 2 cuttings taken from that shirt and done by you at a later date?
That is what was collected from this shirt, yes.
Is that the shirt packaged as it was after you took the cuttings?
Yes, this is how I packaged the evidence after I have collected my evidence from this item.
Here at this time, the state would request to move states CCC in as our next exhibit
No objection, Your Honor.
52.
It will be admitted.
States CCC marked States 52.
Investigator Kelly, if I could be so kind as to ask you to publish this shirt. There are gloves to your left, and I will grab you some scissors.
I'll skip the lunch. I go for extra lunch.
And if you could show the small logo on the front of the t-shirt first.
Yes, this is the front of the t-shirt.
Okay. And then be so kind as to show the back.
And this is the back of the t-shirt.
Thank you so much. If you would be kind enough to repackage that.